It started with a simple Google search, "Am I gay?" The results were less than serious.
Silly quizzes based on stereotypes.
Dr. Richard Reams is Associate Director of Counseling Services at Trinity University. He says the web has plenty of resources for people ready to come out, to family, to coworkers, but surprisingly little for those who still aren't sure yet. And so he created his own website.
It's Am I Gay? A guide for people who question their sexual orientation.
A 7-step guide based on a class he's been teaching at Trinity nearly a decade. We asked students on campus what they thought of the idea.
That sounds kind of like something new.
Sexuality, it's so complicated, it's so complex.
I don't know, personality test was one thing, but that's something completely different.
Dr. Reams says 7% of Trinity students identify themselves as something other than heterosexual.
That doesn't include students who are still trying to figure things out.
We're just thanking all of our LGBT allies.
19-year-old Sydney Wright is president of Trinity's Sexual Diversity Alliance. She identifies herself as pansexual, or gender blind.
It was kind of a thing where I assumed everybody was like that.
She says she knew how she felt from a young age, but understands that's not always the case.
I think it's really important that he made the website, and I think it'll be really useful.
Still, some students had their doubts.
It seems like it would be kind of something hard to come up with questions for to determine.
The site starts by defining sexual orientation and all the different labels. It then debunks several myths. Masculine men can't be gay, bisexuals like both genders equally, and then poses a series of questions.
What kind of emotions have you felt toward men, toward women?
This is called looking at the evidence, forcing the person to take a look back at his or her personal history.
For some people, their next step is to start paying more attention.
When you do see someone you're attracted to, maybe just think about that, like, oh, like, what does this mean? Like, am I not the person I thought I was?
If somebody's going, oh crap, why am I thinking about this guy that I passed because I'm a guy?
He says the site is primarily based on the latest research in the world of psychology, but Dr. Reams also draws from the stories he's heard over the years as a counselor.
Intoxicated, she kissed another female student, and it kind of freaked her out. She wanted to know, oh, what does this mean?
And he says the site's not just designed for young people.
I think there are some adults who will discover themselves questioning, or maybe have been questioning for decades.
Whether they're afraid, in denial, or just curious, Dr. Reams just wants them to be open.
I hope all of them coming because they want to know themselves and figure things out.
Robert Price, Fox News at 9.